I'm going to be going over all of the parameters we can control inside of EB-Resonator, as well as how to install it and run inside of plug data. So if you didn't know, this runs inside of plug data. This isn't a normal VST per se. This runs inside of something very, very similar to Max, but this is free and open source. Go ahead and download whichever suits your OS. And then when you've downloaded the EB-Resonator.bd patch, what you'll do is go ahead and go to your DAW of choice, File Settings, Manage Plugins, and find Plug Data and Plug Data Effects. There are two versions of Plug Data. One is an effects version, which will load into an effects rack, and one is an instrument version, which you'll use like a normal synth. This plugin is EB-Resonator is an effect. So if you go to your DAW of choice, search Plug Data Effects, and just open it into a new channel. So when you're in this window, you'll probably have nothing down here, as you probably just installed plug data. So you can go ahead and go to Open Patch and find EB-Resonator and load it up inside of the patch, just like so. That's how you install and run plug data and EB-Resonator. So by default, the dry is all the way up. This is the kind of sound we can get. As you can hear, it's already applying some color, and we can increase that with the color knob. So we can change what octave the resonances start at, so we can change the tone, essentially. This is essentially a tone knob. It's a super good way of essentially just moving around our resonances, giving us some more control over the sound and what we feed into it. We can also then control the dry volume, so we can completely remove the dry signal just so we're left with what the resonator is doing. So now we'll move on to the second window, which is essentially our key selection. We can choose between major or minor, and we can choose between all these different keys, which are also displayed in this bottom window here. Now, one big thing with most resonators that I don't really like, and why I developed this plugin, was the fact that a lot of them included a lot of ring, which this one does allow you to control as well. I found it was a really useful tool that Chroma lacked. I really wish it had a lot of ring. You can completely remove it to essentially remove most ring, but still keep color. This glide is essentially just for changing keys or changing octaves. It adds a glide between the changes in the resonance. The last window just over here in this bottom right corner is a reverb. This is only applied to the colored signal, so this isn't actually affecting the dry signal. We can choose between a variety of reverb presets. And we can also increase the mix just down here as well. So at the top here, we've got this window which shows us a couple of different things. We have the main EQ up top. We can apply a high pass and a low pass on the sound before it gets to the resonators, allowing us to control another form of tone, essentially. And here we have some of the main controls of the patch. We can turn it on or off with this toggle. This means it's on, this means it's off, and we can control the visualizer here. These are the left channel resonators, and these are the right channel resonators, and we can change the color of each. And to allow us to get a better view, we can also smooth using this knob here.